Hey there, Brandon Jones, Best in Euphonium Artist with you today. And today's power lesson is going to be talking about the concept of sound and how to create that through our mouthpiece. The single most neglected aspect of mouthpiece playing is how to get the air moving efficiently and to concentrate on a concept of sound. That's right, a concept of sound with the mouthpiece only. And we can go a step even before that and talk about how to get the lip vibration to be even, which we'll cover very shortly. First thing is, with anything that's relating to brass instruments, you must have good airflow. Not so much the amount of air, because honestly, if you use too much air playing the mouthpiece, you're going to get it to back up on you. You're going to have several problems come in with facial tension, all that kind of stuff. Different lesson for a different day. But once you get a nice flow of air created through the mouthpiece, you simply turn the mouthpiece the correct way, and you try to create the same type of airflow. Now the trick is, obviously, blowing through this way, there's absolutely no tension whatsoever. It's very simple, and anyone can do that. Turning it this way, you're going to have several problems try to arise. Number one is, the face is going to want to create little air pockets within the mouthpiece. If you let that happen, you go from to an artificial vibration. Okay? Second thing that can happen is you lose the complete release of air that you felt when the mouthpiece was backward. Pretty much down to the split second, the same time to get rid of the air. Now, once you get that well and established, there's several ways you can go from there, several different directions. The first thing I like to do is have a pure concept of sound, and that stems, for me, it stems from aspects such as Luciano Pavarotti, the famous late great Irish tenor, Yo-Yo Ma on the cello, even things as far as Barry White, just to get that certain type of sound concept in your head. Once you get a very solid concept, think about the concept. Don't even worry about a vibration yet or a pitch, and try to create the air, the sound of the air, to create that type of sound. Once you get the muscles used to doing that, which, by the way, my theory on this is the larger muscles, no different than a weightlifter bending down to pick up a large weight, the large muscles in the diaphragmatic area will create that moving muscle. For me, it's scalding hot air. I try to imagine if I'm outside and I'm trying to warm my hands up as fast as possible. Once I get that air established, again, I try to create that sound. Then I'll simply let the lips vibrate whatever pitch they want. I'm not concerned with that at this point. My main concern is the quality of the air and the sound of the air. Once I get a vibration established, I check that and make sure that I'm not compromising the air use to create an artificial buzz. It sounds something like this. Versus that you can hold for days because you're not releasing air. You want, ideally, to be about the same time. That proves that you're not letting the vibration interrupt what the air is trying to do. Okay? So, with that said, obviously the vibration is going to be much looser. You're going to have more of an open aperture. You're not going to have near as much stress in the face. You're going to go away from the typical less airy vibration, and you're actually going to want to move air. You can use this by putting your hand behind the barrel of your mouthpiece or getting a piece of paper and making sure that you move the piece of paper, feel the air moving on your hand. You should feel basically the same temperature and the same amount of air on the hand or the paper. Once you get that established, then use your ear, which you should be training your ear at all times to hear certain pitches. You can start default by F in concert B flat major, whatever's comfortable for you. I'm going to use an F for this example. Ha. The beautiful thing is that if you train your body to naturally produce that kind of moving air, not a lot of air, but moving air, the lips will naturally vibrate on their own. And the way that the lips know what pitch to vibrate is what you tell them. Same thing with a mouthpiece. There's no valves, there's no slides, there's no holes or anything. So the mouthpiece is going to vibrate what your brain tells it. And if you have the proper kind of air around on every pitch that you play, you'll eventually be able to move around very freely on the mouthpiece without creating any tension for any extra range. That's going to improve your sound quality. It's going to improve your mental focus because you're not going to be straining muscles for a long period of time. It's going to improve your stamina. It's going to improve obviously range issues, articulation issues, sound quality issues, you name it, long or short list. It's going to virtually improve every aspect of your playing. So what I recommend that you do is take your mouthpiece and spend at least 10 to 15 minutes a day before the horn ever comes out of the case, because if you have the horn sitting out of the case, you're going to want to play it earlier than you should. So if you have the horn in the case, you get the mouthpiece and you spend time moving air through the mouthpiece, creating a natural vibration, and check and see if you can do that without the mouthpiece at all, not for any extended period of time, but just to make sure that you are using your engine down here and not here. I guarantee you it's going to help your euphonium or any brass playing related to that. That's been today's power lesson, and I hope that improves your playing. Thanks.